Srinivas Rao and his big family. And it has a long association with many places and people, especially Bangalore. And but it all originated long back, and you are the eldest son now, who is reminiscing about the family. And we are having morning walks for a long time, and during walks you have explained to me once in a while we used to talk about our family, like that you were talking about your family. So what I could understand was the whole life was very colorful and eventful life. So I was suggesting to you that let us, why don't you write a book? Then we thought we'll record some episodes. So in that series, in that effort, we will have the first session today we are planning. Now, why do you think that such an attempt will be useful to the family members and those who know about Professor Srinivas Rao? Why do you think it will be useful?
It will be useful because many of the people, the new generation, even I had only a glimpse of that village and that surroundings and all this. Our family, I could gather from my auntie who was old, was 95 years, she survived. So from such old people, from my father's Siddhartha and other people, due to conversation, because I was little bit aged compared to the others, so I was able to comprehend all the details about the surrounding, about the people, about the village. Then it was cemented further by my visit to Kodiveri.
What is Kodiveri? Which is Kodiveri?
Kodiveri
is your native place.
Kodiveri is our ancestral place, where
from your father's side.
For my father's side, and my great grandfather Sinappa was the first one whom because above their father, their 7 children, their 7 brothers, and they had a big land, 1,000 acres of land supposed to be there in that place. Kodiveri is
even now it is there.
Even now it is, but that 1,000 acres we gave it off to nobody knows, individual buyer could buy it.
No, that's okay. That
so
it has gone to foreign people.
Panali lands and all that, they took it.
But what I am asking is, where is the geographical location of Kodiveri?
Kodiveri is in Satyamangalam Taluk of Coimbatore district.
In Tamil Nadu.
But then
roughly how many kilometers from here?
From here it may be...
From Bangalore?
From Bangalore it may be about 150, 160 kilometers. If you
kilometers.
go by the shortest route.
Through the forest.
Through the Thimbam and all those things.
So Kodiveri is a small
village
near Satyamangalam.
Near Satyamangalam. It is prosperous because it is a fertile village.
In those days,
now also it is a fertile village.
Because river.
Kaveri river, Amaravati passes through that. And it is coming from Ghat section and it is there.
So your father belonged to that place?
Belonged to that place. He is the only son of my grandfather.
Oh, whose name was?
Hanumantha Rao.
Oh, he was
Hanumantha Rao's only son is my father, Srinivas Rao.
Srinivas Rao, and you are his son.
And I am his son. So what happened was he was pampered a lot. And of course I don't want to delve into details of that family. Some other occasion we will talk about details.
Let us, this Kodiveri, I don't think many of your people might have gone. Many of your family members might, most of them might
no, actually Surya went because he is doing business of some additives to the cloth chemicals. So there was a Kodiveri, nowadays there are the big mills there. So he used to supply the
in the business connection he used to visit nearby Kodiveri.
And he went one specifically to trace our ancestral house and all that.
He did that.
So he did that. He did to some extent. He traced this one, then he saw that. But there is one more cousin of us, my auntie's sons, who went there, take photographs And he made a more detailed survey. He sent some photographs also.
இருக்கா அவங்கள்ட்ட photograph?
இருக்கு.
Oh, then you send it.
Yeah, so that also that he saw the house, he saw the present person who is living in our house,
Wow.
which is remodeled and better.
So we can say it will be still existing.
It is still existing.
Okay.
In fact, I am having a plan to go there with my brother and others.
But you were telling you visited long back.
Long time. That
Say
was the
when you were about
8 years.
80.
I was 8 years.
Now it is 84, 76 years.
76 years.
75
But
years.
one thing is I got a very fertile memory. So I am able to recollect most of the things that happened as if it would have happened recently. So that is one advantage.
So how did you went to Kodiveri from Bangalore?
From Bangalore. That what happened was my father had lands there. It was indirectly controlled by Guttagay. Some other person was
The land tillers were using it on a lease basis.
on a lease basis. And Chittappa was there, Varadappa and Raja Rao, who were there residing in Kodiveri. They were on behalf of my father, they used to look after the lands. And my auntie also had a small share of land there. Of course, it was combined with my father. My father used to take care of his, manage that also, indirectly. So that happened. So once we were, on summer holidays or something like that, my father wanted to go to Kodiveri. So we had an old baby Austin. Imported baby Austin.
It is called a baby
Austin, small car. Baby Austin.
In Austin itself, smaller model.
Smaller, that was
It's called a baby.
It was called as baby Austin, red color baby Austin, with a tarpaulin top and 4 doors which were opening out with a small latch like this, ordinary house latch like that only. I remember that clearly. And with upholstery of red color, the upholstery, and it had a hooter horn like pom.
Like that, and the hand crank for starting.
Hand crank, and outside the hand crank was there, and it was there. That car was there.
Okay.
And
He owned, your father owned that, and
yeah, my
used
father
it in
owned that.
Bangalore.
Yes, earlier my father was using a motorbike train. In the very young days, he
Triumph.
was going to college,
Triumph.
trying for some import. That is again from UK. So he used to go to the college in a motorbike. So afterwards, when I have not seen the motorbike, because when I was born, already the car was there in our house. That means 1940, 1938, like that, he has bought a car. So he used to go by the car. So only 2-3 cars were going to St. Joseph's College at that time. He was a professor there. So he started his career as a professor, retired as professor from the very first day one. So only another person whom I remember in college car used to come was Gorpade Maharaja, his student. Because I was going to school, I used to see Gorpade. So that's Gorpade had a special name plate, number plate. Gorpade 1, Gorpade 2, because every day he used to come in different car. Then he became minister also in cabinet, M.I. Gorpade. So he was one of the students. So that I find, so that car
Your
was,
father is one of the very few who owned the car
yes.
at that point of time.
No other persons had car.
Because it's a luxury,
No, my father was like that. I mean, see, he was
enjoy life.
because, and also his time was precious for him, because he has to come early to the house from the college, and he never used to take leave, and the students will be waiting for him for tuition evening, and even later years like Raja Ramanna, who was BARC chairman.
That we will talk another day.
Another day.
But so your trip to Kodiveri happened when you were 8.
When I was 8.
In the car.
In the car.
Your father, who all went?
Who was with my mother and 2 children. That is myself and Surya.
Sure.
And he engaged a driver, Vasha, for the trip. Because long trip, he wanted to take that person. He is a Muslim driver, fat and stout. So he used to drive the car. So we took the driver, we went to Mysore, and from Mysore we went to the Satyamangalam road at Dimbam Ghats. You know, at the foot of the hills there is Bannari Amman temple.
Okay.
So Bannari Amman temple, Bannari very, when I was young days, Bannari Amman means I used to get sugar. Because anything about Amman means I used to get sugar. Kali. This is the incarnation of Kali. So from the Bannari Amman, that is the foothills of the hills of the Eastern Ghats.
Correct.
So it used to climb up the hill.
Ah.
The other side of the hill, when we used to climb and go down, we used to reach Satyamangalam.
Satyamangalam.
So this
And
is
from Satyamangalam, Kodiveri.
from Satyamangalam, Kodiveri, very near. And that is that route. The even dacoit, famous dacoit Veerappan used to worship
Same Banari Amman. Temple.
and it was infested. Forest was infested with elephants.
Lot of
Lot of elephants because the elephant infested forest.
even now
Even
that's the
now
elephant area.
So we finally reached Kodiveri. The Kodiveri is at that time it was not so big. It was quite a small village.
Your house must have been big.
My house was not very big to standards, even village house. It had only one hall and one as we enter the two tinnais on either side.
Facing the street, lying
Dinne,
down.
or in Kannada they tell dinne.
Yeah.
So two sides there and steps we used to go. And there is a small foyer passage and afterwards it was opening into the hall. And hall, the center, there was a totti mane.
ತೊಟ್ಟಿ ಮುತ್ತ
Totti
ತಮಿಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಟ್ಟಿ ಮುತ್ತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ.
mutta, and it was an opening and
Open to the sky for
to sky
ventilation
for
and
ventilation
rain water also will fall.
and all the four sides other rooms.
Correct.
So and one room was very dark. It was called as coffee room.
Correct.
They used to prepare coffee that
Oh.
in those days. And as we entered, that one old lady, I mean, say my father's Chittamma was called as Chechi Amma. Chechi Amma. Chechi.
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 Chechi Amma. Chechi Amma's mother Maniyatte. They used to call her Maniyatte. So she was old, 90s near.
ಯಾರು ನಿಯತಿ
Maniyatte, her mother. So my father's Chittamma's mother. Sittiyoda mother. How she was frail and worried. She was sick. We knew at that time as we entered the house, there was a sick lady there. That's all we knew. Then we went inside the house. And as the darkness came into the village, then the village, one person was employed by the municipality. So there was lander light. That means conical type of lamp. That where there is a opening oil lamp, there is a batti.
Wick will be there.
Wick will be there and oil will be there in this one. So you will light and go with the devati. So every day evening. And there is no electricity in that house at that time. So we were there in that house. So we used to sleep in Thinnai and all the place out inside because it was hot, sultry there. And the same road, in the end of the road, one end of the road, the next to the house was a turning in our village after our house.
After house,
There was a
side road was there.
And then left side we had to turn. And immediately we used to get our Chittappa's, my father's Chittappa's house.
The same Chitti, whom you told Chitti.
No, that Chitti is different. This is another Chittappa.
Okay.
Like two brothers, so Chittappa and this Raja Rao and this Raja Rao and another person Varada Chikkappa and Raja Chikkappa. Though our Raja Chikkappa was living in that house. They had no children. So they were all looking after our fields. Our
They were locally residing.
They were locally residing. On the other side, if you go right, the road end, the corner house was one Kannanur Subbarao. So he is a very rich landlord in those days. It is so surprising that after so many years, in relation to my daughter's negotiations, I came across the same family. So there, some of the third generation or something, one boy in America is there, and we were able to connect. Oh, you are from Kodiveri, we know that Kannanur Subbarao. Immediately they got excited, those ladies. So that Kannanur Subbarao, and on the Vittle, that was what surprising was. One day, next day when I was going there, I saw the men were all having lot of money. Maybe they won't go to fields and all. They are playing cards. Playing cards.
In villages, that is for the Birazdars or the wealthy people, landed people.
Correct.
Their job is to play cards, eat, sleep,
Yes, correct.
go around.
So next day morning, what happened? My father told, come on, we will go to the river. Then Amravati. There is a walkable distance all in the very small. So myself, Surya and Daddy, only three of us.
Not your mother is
The
not.
mother did not come for this one. We went out, we went to the river. So when we went to the river, you know that that river is a very nice river with a overflow weir that is across the river. And it is that overflow weir is only that water when it is fills up, when it is more than that, it will
Overflow to
water
the downstream.
downstream, and it was like a dam.
It is a bund.
But so that wide, that long weir is the scene of so many Tamil films. So if some people are interested in knowing about it, they can see Annakili film. Annakili cinema, where Sujata, the actress in those days, and Shivakumar, they
had some
song duet running across there.
Taking bath and all.
And if you want village scene of Kodiveri, you can also enjoy
That same place.
that same place.
You were going, your
So
father.
I was on the other side of the weir, so we are there, and it was early morning, and the sunlight was falling, and suddenly there was shallow water near. There is a shallow water near the bank because the sand will be there, and myself I was feeling happy to walk in that knee-deep water like this. I enjoyed with the sunlight falling on this one.
This is the morning.
So then my father, to surprise, he immediately took off his shirt and put it there, and he dived into the river. So he was going very fast, cutting across the river, swimming. So then I was very, very surprised about his athletic ability and strong.
No, I have seen his photograph. You showed me.
Yes,
He's lean and tall and fit.
and he was fit to the last.
Which he was playing
Tennis, and he was about 45 years maybe.
at that time.
At that time, so he was young and robust. I have seen my father at that time when I was there. So he came back. Then after after the bath and all those things, we walked back to the house. Then on the way, he showed there is a canal. We have to cross a canal. By the side of the river, there is a canal. So we have to cross. As we are crossing the canal, my father told, see, that is the mango top that we are owning. Then I saw suddenly all gundu mangadu.
Very big, fat, hanging.
Very fat, gundu, heavy this one. Then the canal water is going, and
Very
this one
fertile.
are dipping.
Very fertile.
Those some of the mangoes, because of the weight of this one.
They were even reaching the
they
water
were even
surface.
reaching the water, and water was fast flowing current of water was there.
Thank goodness.
And it was
Very
very nice
pleasant
scene.
and all were owned by your father.
No, he
That
had
portion.
about 4.5 acres. That was a long way by that. He was owning 4.5 acres. Part of it was in the canal side.
Canal side and with full of mango trees.
That was so famous that
That
Vanam.
particular variety.
Vanam was also so famous that we used to give for Vanabhojana. So every year the people used to do Vanabhojana
In that place.
in that place. We used to give
A lot of trees and all.
lot of trees and shady trees and all. Then we walked.
So
then my
picnic.
Then my father also told we are having 17.5 acres inherited from this and paddy fields. But I didn't have occasion to go there
You didn't
at
at that time.
On that time, so we came back to the house, and then this one is also it is a very nicely looking village with the mountains, hills on the side,
Yeah.
and the river flowing, and
Very fertile and
very
a
calm,
lot of
very
trees.
fertile, and the
fields.
house also was very old type of house with gare. Cement.
No tiles is
No tiles and all, gare, and some places even dung and this one it used to be.
Cow dung,
Cow dung they used to
smear. As
smear.
an antiseptic.
And so they were all like that house. So then what happened was, suddenly what happened, that lady became serious. One lady became critically ill little bit. So my father got worried. See, all of us children are going in a short visit there. So let us go to Gopi first, because Gopi, our visit was pending to our Sambandhi. My sisters,
Gobi Chettipalayam.
yes, Rajalakshmi, Rajamma.
Gobi Chettipalayam
Gobi
is called Gobi.
Gobi. So
We
we had
even
to
now,
go
buses are with the Gobi.
So we had to go to Gobi, where Rajamma, my stepsister's husband, is from that place.
Oh.
So they were our Sambandhi.
Stepsisters
Father-in-law, husband's father.
Husband's father family.
Father family.
When
And,
Gobichettipalli.
Gobichettipalli. He was the first son. My brother-in-law was the first son of that family.
Correct.
So then 4 sons and 1 daughter they had.
Oh.
Only 1 daughter. So about that, then what happened? This first son was he was in the bank and all those things. That is another story. So then we went to their house, and that was that person was
Gobichettipalli is not very far away from
not
it.
about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes from Kodiveri.
Okay.
So hardly in about half an hour we used to reach there.
Okay.
And we reached there, and that Karapadi Raja Rao, who is Samandhi, very, very stinking rich zamindar. They had tobacco fields, all cash crops. Tobacco fields, and all his sons were managing with the son. One Buchi was there, one of the sons, second son. He was a really tough man, like a mafia man. I mean, say, he used to
He
control.
was a strong man.
He is and father was also very good man, short man, but very tough man,
Correct.
but very humorous. One character of Karapadi Rajarao is always used to crack jokes. Always he used to be funny stories and all those things. So that Karapadi is a very short person. So then what happened was their house, they were treating someone, they means like God. They used to treat us so well. I have never seen such treatment. And in their house there is ample, there is ghee in tins. Full tins were there, pure ghee. So the ghee
Stolen things.
And as soon as we came,
Nowadays also, Erode is famous for all
famous
milk
for
production
ghee
and ghee and all that.
correct.
In those days, you can imagine
Correct.
how much it will be. It would have been purer, nice. And this being a rich person, everything is in ghee only.
Everything is there, and they get at the back of the call, they get good cooks. And they when because we have come, they have made kesari bath, this Mysore pak, all out of pure ghee. And once we put that Mysore pak in the house, in the mouth, it will melt. And it is so nice. Then
Freshly made.
and they made vadakai bhaji, that vadakai bhaji, and all those things very tasty, and we had a very good
See
sunset.
what happens, even this Vadakai river
Correct.
nearby, freshly plucked, immediately cut and then make it. The taste is different.
Correct.
See, you keep in a fridge and then slowly you eat after 2 days, 3 days.
Correct.
It doesn't taste the same way.
Correct.
And nowadays, you artificially ripen it, or
Correct.
and also how many days it stays in the supermarket,
You don't know.
Those days, simply you go to the backyard, pluck 2 bananas,
Yes.
nicely, immediately cut, even that aroma itself is different.
And there also
So bhaji will be fantastic, and the chutney, coconut chutney.
coconut chutney and nice French meals. And their house is number 4 Kuppayar Street. 4 Kuppayar Street.
Kuppayar Street.
Kuppayar Street.
In
Number 4.
Gobichettipalli.
Number 4 Kuppayar Street. And that house had a 420 house. That was a 420 house.
Means 4 Muttam.
First one square, the entrance. Then
One square opening.
big hall. Then one more passage. Then one more
30.
like that 430. Then the other end
So
of the
that
road.
is
we
the
went.
size, it indicates the size of the
Yes,
house.
and the other end we get cow shed, cows, this one,
backyard.
and the backyard, and our house go to the other end of the road, the another new road, back road. So it was such a
Huge
big house,
house,
such a huge house, and we were all having nice this one. And then we had such sumptuous meals there, and next day the Ram Setu, the last son of the person, is actually his name is Karapadi Raja Rao, but his name was called Venkatramana Iyer. In those days, even Raos were called as Iyers. So first of all we thought, what is this Iyer family, like that we are Raos. No, that it means Venkatramana Iyer is another his main name, and he is
But
called as
actually he is a
Karapadi
Rao.
Raja Rao. Correct, Raja.
So both are there.
Tamil
Like
means
Kamala Harris.
So he was used to talk Kannada also mixed with Tamil, especially from Coimbatore district, they talk like that. So like that they talk. So and next day that Ram Setu there is a 4.
Who is Ram Setu?
Ram Setu is the last son of Karapadi Raja.
Karapadi, last
And he is a young fellow, maybe 16 or 17. They used to have a prefect car, Ford prefect car in those days. That was also important, but small car. So ಬಂಡಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಂಡಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕಾರ್. ದೋಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ದೇ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಂಡಿ. ಬಂಡಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾರು ಬರ್ಬೋದೋ ಬನ್ನಿ, anybody can come. So then we used to hop in that. And for me, I'm an young fellow. Here also, if they go to go, I'll go around. Then he took me to this canal front, Kalva in Perikal. Same canal that runs in Kodiveri comes here also. So there I saw some people washing the clothes, the ladies and people diving and taking bath. It was very full water was flowing in there. There were steps on either side for this one. So we went there, and then afterwards, after 1 or 2 days, I think we came back to Bangalore.
So drove back again.
Drove back to Bangalore because
driver. Basha, sorry.
So my father, as usual, time was precious for him, and he had to go.
He was always duty bound.
He was always duty bound. He had summer holidays also. He was busy because he was the chairman of the mathematics board of Madras University.
Oh.
So he used to go to Ripon, Chennai, some I don't know which, some Madras University. He used to go for board meetings, and he was a paper setter. Then he used to tell, he has to give instruction to other people. And
I think we'll talk about that in next another episode.
Correct. So my father.
So this was your Kodiveri trip.
Correct.
So when again?
During our Kodiveri visit, 4 of us went to the trip along with Pasha. That is myself, Surya, mother, daddy, and Lalita, who was a 1.5-year-old baby girl, my sister, also accompanied in the trip. So we went via Mysore, then Banari temple, then we climbed the hill and went to the Satyamangalam, and then reached Kodiveri. That is the route we have taken by us in that trip while going. And next, the distance between Bangalore and Kodiveri is 270 kilometers and not 150 kilometers. So that is another one. And another one, next day, myself, daddy, and Surya went to the river front, leaving mother in the house because she was looking after the baby girl. And then we went to the river. That river is actually Bhavani and not Amravati. This Amravati came into my head because we used to often go to Amravati project and Bhavani Sar project, where my brother was, I think at that time he was an executive engineer in those projects. So we used to visit that. That is why that Amravati river also came into my mind, and when I told it is Amravati river. So only Bhavani river flows through Kodiveri.